During the Super Bowl last year, a new low-cost shopping app was introduced. A few months later, and everyone was talking about it. Influencers, celebrities, your friend group, and even your creepy uncle. Who wouldn't love shopping like a billionaire, getting high-quality products at a low price? Well, it turns out that all of it was a lie. Temu grew by over 2,500% in 2023 by pumping up their marketing to get you in. Behind all of that, this app is losing money to steal your information and sell it for a profit. But Ben, why would anyone use it if that was the case? They hide all of their data collection behind games, discounts, and rewards designed to make you forget about shopping. So in this video, I'm gonna peel back the curtain and teach you everything you need to know about Temu. Let's start by downloading the Temu app. They make it easy to create an account, so I just linked it up with my Facebook profile and was ready to go. In the first 5 minutes of creating an account, I was hit with multiple pop-ups giving me over $220 in discounts. Temu feels like a video game, saving you money to get you a head start. It was honestly overwhelming, and this is exactly how Temu wants you to feel. In traditional retail stores, purchasing is very straightforward. Every product has a price tag. Pay the price, get the item. Temu flips this around, focusing instead on your total savings and never focusing on a product's price. This thrives on a concept called loss aversion, where people will naturally weigh monetary losses much higher than gains. Knowing this, Temu tries to sell you on the perceived win of buying items at a discount. Back to my $220 in coupons, I had to spin a wheel to earn my savings. Because I pressed the button, I was the one who barely got the $100 in savings, and I deserved the reward. But every time I spun the wheel after that, it landed in the same spot. If it didn't, it would land on a reroll. And every time they pressured me to buy now or lose my savings. Listen, Temu knows what they're doing, and it definitely feels like they want you to buy as much as possible. You get a rush from that win, and they take advantage of that to get you spending money. So far, we've covered two pieces of the Temu puzzle, loss aversion and impulse. But gamification is what ties it all together. Spinning the wheel is just one of many games built into the Temu app. From raising a fish to running a farm, they offer a ton of fun games that you can use to access special rewards and savings. These get your friends involved and help you earn added discounts and free items, giving you dopamine every time you open the app. Temu gamifies shopping, and that's why it's done so well. When you play a game, you have a goal to accomplish to get rewarded with currency or points. These points can then be used to upgrade or advance your game. The more you play, the more rewards you get, and the more you can continue advancing. In the case of Temu, their mini games build pride in the savings you're earning. Everything is focused on the fun instead of the shopping. That way, when it comes time to pick out a product, you forget that you're even shopping in the first place. Take a scroll through the products that Temu offers and you'll notice a trend. It's full of a bunch of items you might want, but you definitely don't need. And this is by design. To understand this, let me explain a bit more about how Temu works. Items listed on the platform aren't owned or sold by Temu themselves. Instead, vendors can list their own items on Temu directly to generate sales. Once that happens, Temu takes over and manages the shipping through their partners to make it as cheap as possible. But there are a few realities of buying things from China. One, it takes a long time for a product to travel that far, and two, products made in China tend to be cheap. Knowing that, what's it like buying something from Temu? I'll start with the discounts. They show you a list of eligible items that are similar to what you've browsed in the past. The majority of the items on Temu are driven by desire instead of necessity. The idea is to get you items you wouldn't buy normally, but with the insane discounts and low price points, you're willing to take a chance. Then Temu funnels you into filling out shipping information and paying for your products. Now that you've paid, it's waiting time. Temu's shipping is incredibly cheap, meaning that it's slow and often delayed. Nothing is ever flown, and they create routes to group their packages together, saving money by shipping in bulk. This means that items you buy in the app will take weeks or sometimes even months to arrive, if they even show up at all. Since Temu became popular, post offices across the US have been getting overwhelmed by these packages because of how they're getting grouped and how many people are buying. So let's say you do get your item. What happens next? Open up your box and it's really a roll of the dice. On Temu, you're buying cheap alternatives to popular products and it's hard to predict if the item will even work. The reason for this is that Temu is a marketplace and not a distributor. Now here's the thing, there's going to be doubt that you're even going to get the products that you're buying on a cheap app like this. But it seems like for the most part, at least for now, everyone's getting the products that they're buying on Temu. This helps them to stand out from Wish.com and Alibaba as a unique low-cost shopping platform. But looking around at customer reviews, there's a ton of really strange stories. Like the first one I found, which said that they ordered 10 items and were surprised with how quickly everything showed up. Of all those items, everything worked relatively well, except for one item, a Switch game shelf that couldn't even hold the games themselves. Beyond that, most things worked, but were cheap alternatives to things that could be purchased from Amazon. Their takeaway? It might not be worth the discounts in the long term. Outside of Temu, cheap products and knockoffs have an appeal because of the lower price tag. But one big lesson that I've learned in the last few years is that sometimes spending extra money, even if it's double the money to get a high quality product, it's going to save you money in the long term. Cheap items break and need to be replaced, or they'll have fewer features, giving you a worse experience. Temu is the place for these quick hits of dopamine on crappy products that won't last you long at all. So Temu, it's kind of just a bunch of crap. But I skipped over something very important earlier. When I created my Temu account, it was nice and simple. But what I didn't realize was just how much data I was giving away. I linked this app to my Facebook profile without even reading the terms of service. Temu is considered to have aggressive data collection policies and one of the highest risk apps to keep on your phone. Knowing that, what did they collect from me? Starting out with personal information, they collected my name, phone number, address, birthday, pictures, and data on my social media profiles. I've had Facebook for over 15 years, which makes this even more terrifying. How much data were they able to access from my Facebook account? But that's not all. They collect information about your GPS location, IP address, and record information on the products that you buy. If you're like me, you're probably wondering, why does this even matter? I mean, on their own, none of those pieces really have that much value. But if you were to take your personal info, your device information, and purchase history and add it all together, you can create a very detailed picture of someone. Even if your individual data isn't valuable, zooming out to get data on hundreds, thousands, or even millions of people has a ton of value. Social media platforms and marketing agencies will pay big money for data just like this to help retarget their products and sell more. Because I chose to sign up without reading anything, I've become a part of a big statistic that will just continue to retarget me with more and more marketing for years to come. And I hate to say this, but it still gets worse from here. Temu is owned by a Chinese company called Pinduoduo, which is notorious for their malicious data collection policies. Having your data in the hands of any company is scary, but it gets dangerous when a Chinese company has access to your information. You see, China and the US aren't exactly on friendly terms, and the CCP isn't known for being blasé about the data that their companies are collecting. Even TikTok has been pestered to get a data backdoor many times. Which begs the question, is a $5 crappy product worth exchanging all of your most valuable information? Looking at the bigger picture, Temu is designed to make buying easy through gamifying impulse purchases and overwhelming you. The more they can peer pressure you into buying, the better. And knowing that they lose money on every single sale, you have to trace back to the beginning of the money trail. It's not products, it's not games, all of their profit comes back to the data that they're collecting. We live in a world where terms and conditions are boring to read and skipped over. But in this new era of malicious data collection, you have to be aware of what rights you're giving up when you sign up for a platform. Always question, what am I getting out of this app, and is it worth exchanging my data? And in the case of Temu, is a $5 crappy sunrise lamp or a wacky $1 pillow worth making a company billions with your data? Chances are the answer is no. Temu promises that you can shop like a billionaire, but in reality, you're shopping so that they can become billionaires off of your information. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you're new here, my name is Ben and I make videos about the future of tech and how it's being built around us. If you like this video, you'll love this video that I made about the future of smartphones. See you guys next week.